How did all this happen? Long ago, in the land of Egypt, a great battle of wills unfolded between Pharaoh, the ruler of a mighty empire, and Moses, the messenger of the God of Israel. The Israelites were enslaved, their cries for freedom echoing across the deserts. But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he refused to let them go. One day, God spoke to Moses from a burning bush, telling him to go to Pharaoh and ask him to let the Israelites go. Moses was scared, but he knew he had to try. So off he went to the palace, ready to deliver the message. Moses stood before Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh only laughed and shook his head. "No way," he said. Little did he know, a series of incredible events were about to unfold. Moses warned Pharaoh that if he didn't listen, terrible plagues would come to Egypt. As the Pharaoh stubbornly refused, the God of Israel sent signs and wonders, the 10 devastating plagues, to free his people. The first plague struck. The great Nile River turned to blood. The fish died, and the water became undrinkable. How awful! But still, Pharaoh wouldn't let the Israelites go. Then came the frogs, thousands of them. They hopped into homes, kitchens. Pharaoh pleaded for relief. But once the frogs were gone, he changed his mind. The dust of the earth became gnats, swarming people and animals. The magicians of Egypt admitted, "This is the finger of God." But Pharaoh refused to listen. Then swarms of flies descended, spreading chaos across Egypt. Yet in Goshen, where the Israelites lived, there were no flies. Still, Pharaoh would not let them go. A deadly plague struck the animals of Egypt. Cows, sheep, and horses fell sick and died. But Pharaoh's heart remained as cold as stone. Painful boils broke out on the Egyptians and their animals. Even Pharaoh's magicians could not stand before Moses. Yet, Pharaoh refused to give in. Fiery hail rained down from the sky, destroying crops and shattering homes. Egypt was in ruins, but Pharaoh's pride still held strong. Then came the locusts, devouring what little was left. Fields, orchards, and trees were stripped bare. Egypt's food was gone, but Pharaoh would not relent. For 3 days, darkness covered Egypt. It was so thick, no one could see or move. Yet in Goshen, the Israelites had lights. Still, Pharaoh refused to free them. Then came plague 10. The final plague came, the death of the firstborn. Only those who marked their doors with the blood of a lamb were spared. The cries of mourning shook the land, and Pharaoh at last commanded, "Go, leave Egypt." And so, the Israelites began their journey to freedom, guided by their faith and the promise of a new land. The story of the plagues reminds us of the power of justice and the price of defiance. If you liked this story, please leave a comment and please subscribe. It would be nice to have you here. Thank you.